time. This would be the evening or afternoon, I guess the case may be, depending on where you are, to chat about watches for a couple hours. Now, listen, I want to make this really interactive. There's a chat box here, whether you're watching us on Facebook, however, use it. Ask questions. This is a rare chance for me to actually have the time where I can go in depth into some of the things. When I'm doing a TV presentation of a watch, I have like 5 minutes to give you a limited amount of information on something that can get very complex. We just debuted this a few nights ago on TV. It flew out here. Anyway, and so we're going to have a lot of fun here, hopefully making this interactive. We are Shop LC, Roy Television Shopping Network, and we do live streams, which is how you found us on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, on our website, on our app. If you don't have our app, get our app. So there's a lot of ways that you can find us. We have a really special code tonight, and this is what makes this so exciting, because like I said, I just showed this on TV a week ago, I think it was, for a great price. Tonight, though, let me get out of the way so you can screen grab this. Please do. Screen grab this right now. Screen grab that right there. Live 35.
I will be putting that in the comment section as well.
It'll go in the comment box. Good. So you'll be able to make reference to that. Because that is valid today, Black Friday. If you're watching us down the road, because again, this is the internet, things live forever. Sorry, Black Friday event. That code valid for Black Friday. Another reason why I'm glad that you found us live, so that you can take advantage of that. Timepieces, watches, the focus for a couple hours. Let me remind you as well that every purchase you make here on the live stream or on the network or on the website, however you want to shop, always provides a meal for a hungry child as well. It is called Your Purchase Feeds. And the reason we call it that, feeds ... if you've ever wondered, it's because it's not just literally feeding some hungry children in the United States and in India, but because they have to be in school for these meals. I learned a lot about this. I visited one of the schools in India about 7 years ago. They have to stay in school to get that meal. And in a lot of cases, especially in India, but sadly in this country as well, kids have to quit school to get jobs to get fed. It's that rough over there. So your purchase is feeding their futures, their brains, their education, their hopes and dreams. So it's feeding a lot more than just literally a meal for their stomach. So anyway, the show is all about watches. And again, I would love for this to be interactive. So please, questions, comments, feel free to ask away as we get started. Now, this is going to be kind of interesting as we start, because I'm going to show you. This is an interesting one. It really is. Here's a beautiful watch. Here is a beautiful, it's like a pendant, I guess you would say. And I have this beautiful pendant available in silver tone, in gold tone, or in rose tone. So this is a pendant that you can attach to any necklace that you would want. You can attach this to a silver chain, a gold chain, whatever you would happen to have. Or maybe what you want to do is attach it to the necklaces you're about to get. Look at all of this. With every one of these you purchase, whether in silver tone, gold tone, or in rose tone, you're going to get 2 strands of pearls and a beaded strand that is going to have a crucifix on it, and then a separate strand that is kind of a variation on a Figaro 3+1, 3 small links, 1 large link. You're going to get all of this. Now the question becomes, how much? Well, we sell this day in, day out, week in, week out for $39.99. All of this. Again, this can attach to even the strand of pearls because it has a bail on it. So I could take that and attach that in between the strand of pearls if I wanted to. Just like that. You can't do that with a basic pendant. I can do it with this because it has the bail on it. Anyway, regular price $39.99. Remember the code that I mentioned, 35% off. That takes your final price to $25.99. Now, there are 4 payments on this, so we're not going to charge you $25.99 tonight. You get all of this or all of this. Here's the gold tone version of this. Same thing. I can take that. What's on this one? Let's put the little charm on the Figaro chain. Works there. And, or, in the rose tone, Same idea, strands of pearls and the crucifix. Crucifix is removable as well, so if you want to take that off, I don't know why you would. You could take that off if you wanted to. And on this one, in fact, I'm going to put this alongside the crucifix pendant on this one. There we go. So now I have that grouped together. Again, your price, your first payment goes to $6.50. So $6.50. If you want to order, put shop 1 into the comment box. And then you'll be contacted about finishing your order. But that guarantees that you're ordering this. Remember, promo code is live35. That's what's going to take your final price. It's usually live 25. It's live 35 tonight. That's going to take your final price to $25.99. I don't know which one I like best. They have all sold very well whenever we present these on the TV end of things for $35.99. They actually sell fairly equally. Incidentally, the necklaces are all going to come separate. You have one that is 17, one that is 24, and one that is 34 inches in length. So you've got 3 different lengths to the chain. So they're beautiful layered up. In fact, it's very easy to take these and layer them all up. Now, the show is all about watches. Obviously, you have that beautiful little watch charm. That is in a heart shape, beautifully bathed in Austrian crystals. Every one of these is going to come. These, let's see, this is Genoa. This will have a Miyota movement. So it's accurate, it's reliable, it's dependable. Miyota movements are workhorse watch movements. They're used in watches that sell for thousands of dollars. So to be able to get a watch with a Miyota watch movement, and I'm not kidding, literally you can spend at least hundreds, if not thousands of dollars on a timepiece. And, Jacob, thank you for your greeting. I just saw your greeting was just pointed out to me. Great to have you tuned in, Jacob. So thank you for keeping me company here on this Black Friday. But again, it's the kind of opportunity that you have now as we do think about Black Friday, gift giving. Think about all of you who are maybe shopping for someone for the holidays. This is a great gift. This would be perfect for anyone because you're giving a gift, multiple gifts over, actually. Because, let me see, I don't want to mess this up too much. Just to show you, here's the lobster claw. Again, on the back, there is the full length of this. It's hard to see it all on one shot. But there you can see the 17, 24 in the middle, and then 34 inches on the longest one. This is one of those times that all of us are looking at things like this. Jacob, in fact, was just pointing out, he is one of our friends watching from the UK. We've communicated a couple times on social media. And yeah, we have 2 sister networks in the UK, and he was talking about how he's purchased some of the Strata watches from our networks over there. And indeed, they are featured on our networks in the UK, 2 of them, and also on our networks in Germany. So these are global now, and since I get compliments on them daily. And we have, listen, let me just kind of tease you since you're tuned in right now. We have coming up not just Stratas, we have some of our beautiful, brand new, I mean, this has literally had one airing from Classic Success. We have from Toy Watch, which is an Italian brand, this ceramic watch coming up. There's a great variety in this show, so I am thrilled to be able to share it. We have automatics, we have mechanicals, we have some watches with a full calendar display. There is a great assortment that is spread out in front of me here, and as I warned Elias I probably would, I'm already dragging my feet on this. I know we got to move. We are looking at shop 1 on this deal. How many days?
Speaking of watch for the day.
27 days until Christmas. Now, if I subtract 11 from that, that'll be Hanukkah. So 16 days till the start of Hanukkah. So I hope we can help you with some gift giving in this show. Maybe a little something for you. When I was driving into work actually this afternoon, I was listening to a podcast about Black Friday, and they were commenting on the fact that a lot of people are using this one as an excuse to shop for themselves. So no reason why. If you see something you like that, you can't do that.
I was actually using that excuse earlier.
That's I hope you heard Elias say he was using that excuse earlier, and he was. Yes, we were chatting in great lengths about a necklace that was offered earlier on the television end of things. So bear with me 1 second.
Here is our personal shopper as well. Make a call if they need any assistance. 888-835-2237.
That's a number right there. Call our personal shoppers. They are a great group. By the way, why was I always thinking your name was pronounced Elias?
I've had people pronounce it like that.
You have had people. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one then. So,
Ooh, shout out from Just Jen.
Just Jen says, says always shop for yourself. All right, that's can't argue with that. I got to admit, because last night I was doing some holiday shopping and sitting in my favorite chair with my iPad here, and I did a little one for you, one for me myself. So I got a pair of Skechers that'll be coming my way that I've wanted, and nice deal on Amazon. So anyway, now speaking of retail, I'm about to show you a closeout on a retail brand. This is from a company called Toy Watch. I am a huge fan of this brand. I'm afraid what's happened with this brand. They're based out of Italy. They have a second parent company or office in the UK. Management, I think, is still based out of Italy. But either way, it's the reason I say that is, first off, you get a warranty booklet, which is in English and in Italian. So I'm pretty sure that they're still based out of Italy here. I think, honestly, they suffer from bad branding because it's a real high-end timepiece. It's just when they call the brand Toy Watch, it's one word. I'm afraid that has connotations that in some people's mind, it's like, okay, this is not a serious brand. No, this is a serious brand. They are sold retail. You can find them at a very well-known department store based out of Seattle in some of their shops. So they are a very high-end brand. There's a reason, by the way, I brought out a pocket knife, which will make sense with this in a second. Let me talk price with you on this, because this is second it came into the building this afternoon. Before I even looked at the gold, we did gold earlier. I was talking to Elias about this show. Elias, whatever.
Both are good.
Elias about this show. And now I lost my train of thought. Oh, first thing I did was started to sell him on this watch. I said, no, you've got to get this watch. You've got to get this watch. You've got to get this watch. I am such a fan. Our price on this is $279.99. The retail value is $2,809. This is $279.99. But because of the Live 35 code, again, Live 35, usually 25, your price goes to $181.99. I have two ceramic watches at home, and that's really the key to this. See, here again is where it's 15 minutes into the show. I could do a half hour just on the bracelet of this watch, and I'm not kidding. This is an all ceramic bracelet. You have this available in either white or in black. In fact, it might, as much as I love the white, and white is what I have at home. I have two white ceramic watches. This is really high tech. Very well made ceramic. This is not fragile ceramic like grandma's teacup. You drop it, it shatters. This is high-tech ceramic. This color is baked into the ceramic. It will always be solid white. It will always be solid black. Now, forgive my using my shirt to remove fingerprints, but I want to show you, when I say this is durable, how durable this is. Can you see the shine on that ceramic? There is no mark at all. Now, I'm going to do something, and I'm very serious when I say this. Please do not do what I'm about to do at home. You could cut yourself badly if you slip. I have done this for 20 years on television, and I've yet to cut myself, not fake wood. But here's what I'm going to do. I have this pocket knife here, and very sharp tip to this pocket knife. I'm going to take this, and I am going to, on the desk here, just scratch at the ceramic. I mean, I am scratching into it. I'm going to poke into the ceramic. Now, I would not do that with any other watch on the set here. None of them. We've got stainless, we've got leather. I wouldn't do that with any of them. I am not afraid to do that to a ceramic watch because there is no damage, there is no mark, nothing. That's the durability of a ceramic timepiece. Like I said, I have two at home. I've had them forever. They look as good today as they did when I bought them. That's what you do when you're buying a ceramic watch. Now with these, again, I'm telling you, I could do an hour on this. You have an automatic movement. This is an automatic movement. You will never, ever, ever buy a battery for this. By wearing it, you wind the watch. See that rotor in there? That rotor, as it moves, winds the watch. If you want to wind it yourself manually, you can. Because if you don't wear this, if I put this down and I let it sit for 48 hours, it's going to power down because it needs to be wound up. It doesn't have a battery in there. It has that engine, that mechanical engine right there. And by winding it, I'm giving that engine the gasoline that it needs to operate. Now, if, again, I let this sit because it's going to keep going, it's going to keep running, the engine doesn't stop. After about 48 hours, it will stop. All I do, I'll have to reset the time, wind it up, and I'm good to go again. This is the art of watchmaking. Now, the other thing I want to show you, either of these dials are in mother of pearl. And this is grade A mother of pearl. This is very high grade mother of pearl that you're getting. In fact, that's like grade AAA mother of pearl in either of these dials. That adds to the cost. So when you start adding all of this up, mechanical movement, automatic mechanical movement, date display at 3 o'clock, mother of pearl dial, all ceramic construction. This has every feature under the sun, which is why this should be a $1,000 watch. There are companies making ceramic watches. Really only two anymore that really do it. And they get literally thousands of dollars for their ceramic watches. And many of the ceramic watches, the bracelets are not as thick as this one is. And there are removable links. I would tell you right now, have a jeweler size this. This is not one, and I've sized a lot of watches in my life. I let jewelers do these. I'm not handling this. Total length is going to be 48. What am I saying? It's going to be 9 inches, sizable down. Case diameter is going to be 42 millimeters in diameter. Case diameter is always measured from 10 o'clock to 4 o'clock on the outside of the case. So it's a very standard size by today's standards that anyone can wear this. With that discount of 35%, taking a ceramic watch with a mother of pearl dial and a mechanical automatic movement and all of that, to $182, I'll round it up, $182. This is the steal of the show. If you thought for a moment about buying a memorable watch gift, this is it. There's a lot of great things still in the show, but this is one that he's going to have forever. And I say that because this is all ceramic. The case is all ceramic, stainless steel and mineral crystal on the back. The watch movement, completely mechanical automatic. This is how watches up until the 1960s, all watches were made with mechanical movements. The innovation of the quartz movement was the game changer. These are both available, black and white. I think we're calling it, yes, black and white. Shop 2 if you want to order one, and you do. Take my word on this. You do want to order one of these. That price is the biggest gift of the night. Is it the least expensive watch in the show? No. But big picture, it's the biggest overall value in the entire show. So if you shop right now, you can own one of those. That discount of $180, was it $180, $199? That you're seriously stealing those from us. So shop 2. We're ready for shop 3 now. Our next one, which is from Classic Succession. We're going to move into a little segment here of this brand. And this is a newer one to us here. And it's not one we're going to be seeing any more of starting next year, as a matter of fact. So these are all final opportunities that you have. Now, bear with me one second here. This is these two right here. These are the yellow and black, and then we have the silver and the rose. Here we go. Okay. Yellow, black, silver, and rose. Diamond watches. Need I say more? You're about to give a gift of a diamond watch. And not just, don't you love it when someone says, oh yeah, we've got a diamond watch or a diamond ring? and there's one diamond. This is not one of those. I've seen those. There's nothing wrong with those. Simulated diamonds, by the way. Excuse me, simulated diamonds. The simulated diamond weight on these is over a carat, and they're very believable. Everyone's going to assume that you are wearing real diamonds. They are simulants. No one will ever guess that. We're about to show you this, and they are CZs, incidentally, because simulated diamonds, you can simulate diamonds a lot of ways. Obviously, the best way is with cubic zirconia. Your regular price on this watch, man, here's another one. Regular price on this is $279.99. 5-star rated item on the website. From $279.99, we go today to $182 with that promo code, and you can get in on a simulated diamond watch in 14 karat gold over a copper foundation, actually, on each one of these. Stainless steel on the case back, and that's what really matters most, is stainless steel on the case back, because that's what's literally going to be touching your wrist. Now, I've got to show you this dial, and they're all going to have this. This is simulated mother of pearl. This is really, really good simulated mother of pearl. This rivals anything you're going to see in real mother of pearl. This is 100% the best and the finest. Just as the diamonds, they're all simulated as well. They are cubic zirconia. You have Roman numerals at the 12, the 3, the 6, and the 9 o'clock position. And it is completely adjustable. Maximum length on this is going to be 8. It is adjustable down from 8. There's a little slide mechanism right here. This can slide and this you can do yourself. You don't need a jeweler to do this. This you do yourself. And once it's in place, that snaps in. Here's how you clasp it. Excuse me. Just like that. That's all there is to this. And then it's secure around the wrist. So that's all there is to attaching this. It is very simple, very easy to do. You need to readjust it. Boom. You can readjust it anytime you want to, actually. Let's call it what it is. That's an expensive looking timepiece. This looks like you spent some serious money. In fact, on our website, you can read the review from Anne. Says, beautiful, never bought a beautiful and expensive watch like this before. It's simple. I love it. Thank you for a great range of gifts. And that review was just 11/20, so just a week ago as of us doing this show. Case diameter is 28 millimeters in diameter. It really is. It's everything that she said. It's simple, but yet it's expensive. It's beautiful and expensive. Now, again, at a retail of $1,000, that's really expensive. But even at $279.99, that's an excellent deal, and that is your price. Today, we have it at $181.99. So obviously, with that promo code, an even better deal. I do have 4 choices. Let me show you all of them. That is the gold tone. That is, honestly, of the 4, probably the most expensive looking. If you love the classic bright beauty of silver tone, there is the silver tone version. It has that same beautiful simulated mother of pearl dial, and the cubic zirconia is all the way around it. If you like something on the modern side, this has become very, very popular lately, and that is a black plating over the bracelet. We're seeing a lot of modern pieces like this. This actually has been kind of the surprise hit of the 4. I fully expected the gold tone to be the first to sell out. This has actually been a very popular one. And then finally, going from very modern to very vintage looking, this is the rose tone version. You know, wristwatches are still, in the grand scheme of things, a fairly modern invention. It was 113 years ago, roughly, when the first wristwatches ever became a thing, and happened kind of out of necessity during World War I. But once you got into the 30s, then you started to see a lot more feminine designs. Women were wearing watches now. And rose gold became a huge thing. There are actually some quite beautiful and quite expensive vintage watches from that era, from the 30s and the 40s, done in rose gold with things like mother of pearl and diamonds. And they can go for tens of thousands of dollars at auction, and that's mainly where you find them. Here is a great example of something that is a real homage to those pieces. And again, at a price of only $279 before the discount, $181 after the discount. Please keep in mind, I want this to be interactive. If you have any questions, drop them into the chat box, and we'll be able to address those, because I know, especially with timepieces, it can get very involved and very complicated. Watch movements in fact, we have some very complicated movements coming up in a little while. And then we have all the other elements like accent stones in some, CZs in some. So there's a lot of information out there, and I'm going to throw a lot at you. So if you have questions, that's the great thing about this. It is 100% interactive, so please feel free to drop those questions in the comment box. If you're ready to order, that was shop 3. That's what you put in the comment box. Shop 4 is the next one up, and this is from our brand, Eon 1962. Now this time, just doesn't say my information. This is mother of pearl. This is a real mother of pearl dial on this one. I can absolutely, with 100% certainty, tell you that is a genuine mother of pearl dial. This is also going to have, in fact, yes, mother of pearl, a Swiss watch movement. So we've got some upgrades going on here. I should probably explain Eon 1962 what that is. That is our in-house brand. And it is there's good, better, best. This is the best of the in-house brands we have. Eon 1962. That is the one where you're going to have, for instance, in this case, silver. So precious metal. You're going to have things like a real mother of pearl dial. Almost always a Swiss-made watch movement. And I'll talk about that in a second. This actually has some weight to it. Let me get to the dimensions here, and then I'm going to talk price. First off, the length of the watch is going to be just shy of 8. As it's clasped, it's going to be about 7 3/4 inches in total length. So around the wrist, 7 3/4 inches. No real way to size this. A jeweler would have to start literally soldering links out of this, and that's not an easy thing, and that's not something you want them to do. So keep it as a 7 3/4 inch length on the case diameter, and I'm including the silver on the outside, 30 millimeters in diameter. So that would be from there to there. I'm not just measuring the watch dial, measuring the entire of the case. Okay. Price. Again, 35% discount. This is just crazy what's happening here. Your regular price is $400. And that, by the way, is a Black Friday deal price. The regular Shop LC price that we sell it at is $480.99, $480.99. So Black Friday deal, $399. That's before the 35%. The 35% off takes it to $260. Then you have 5 payments. So your first payment is now $52 on an absolutely beautiful, as you might imagine, Bali Legacy collection. Bourbador bracelet, actually 4 of them make up the 4 rows on this. That is classic Bourbador. The style, the idea, the design, that in Italian jewelry is a Byzantine, but is so beautiful in that 4-row bracelet. Look how beautiful that is. So all of that silver, and there's a lot of silver in this piece. Not just there, but on the bezel of the watch, this area outside here, and on this area here, there's the lugs, that's coming down, that is the attachment for the bracelet. All of that is in silver. So a great amount of precious metal on this. All of those coil-like chains that are soldered together one at a time, and there's about 12 steps to make each one of these links. It is very, very complicated to do. All of these watches have a Swiss-made watch movement. Every one of these Eon 1962s are going to have a Swiss-made. Now, I mentioned earlier some of the Japanese-made movements. They're fantastic. They're great. But there's always a confidence factor when you can buy a watch with a Swiss-made movement. Always, always, always. It's like if I were selling you a sports car and I said this engine was a German-engineered engine, confidence factor going into that. Same thing with a watch movement, a Swiss-made watch movement in each one of these. And this does have a diamond up at 12 o'clock. Here is another 5-star rated item. From Lydia, spectacular timepiece, exclamation point. Says it all. From Merrimack 63. Bali Legacy watch. I love it. It's so hard to find bracelets or watches in the 8-inch length. I'm beyond happy. Again, 7 3/4 what I measured this out at. So close to 8 when you go full length on there. Oh, it was on and on. Very pretty. Thank you. An absolute beauty. There's that word beauty again. And the next one, very beautiful. So it goes on and on and on. 5-star rated. Very beautiful. And by the way, this is one that we have brought back. I'm just noticing the date range here. Some of these reviews go back a ways. So this is one that we've reordered a few times. That last one, very beautiful, that was from 2019. So don't worry, these have not been sitting in the vault since 2019. We do reorder pieces from time to time. So this is one that we would have sold out of and then brought back. And so we have an inventory once again. Not many. There's about a dozen or so to go around. So if you love this timepiece, and I always point out there's a differentiation I make in my mind between watches and timepieces. Timepieces are this. Timepieces are the higher end of things, which this absolutely is. That is a high end with a Swiss-made movement, mother of pearl dial, diamond at 12 o'clock, all the sterling silver here. There's a lot going on, and your price is $259.99. So if you love that, again, shop 4 on that one. Shop 5 is our next one. That was number 4. And getting back into classic succession, which again is a brand that my understanding is we're not going forward with in 2026. So get these pieces while we have them. This is one of the most difficult watches to demonstrate because there's a demonstration part to this, which will make sense in a second. You have white, black, brown and black, or red. I got to show you the different choices here, starting with the white. That's pretty self-explanatory. White, okay. Next one is black. Again, pretty straightforward. Black, case done in that black plating that I was talking about earlier. We have one of these in red. This is really sharp. Really, really sharp. Gold tone case. Cubic zirconias everywhere. 1.5 carats of cubic zirconias. Love that red. The red and the gold tone, very expensive looking, as is the one we call brown and black because of the black strap. And it's not a brown case per se. It is a gold tone. Actually, hang on. Let me put that. Yeah, that is a black strap. Anyway, I've got to try and demonstrate. Can you see this? The way this inner portion is spinning. Now, there is no practical reason at all for that. None. Zero. There is no practical reason why that dial, for lack of a better term, should spin other than it's really cool when it does. And it is. It is really cool. Does it have anything to do with the operation of the watch? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. It is a quartz movement. Now, sometimes, and it always seems to happen when the camera is not picking it up. It just spins like crazy. You move it the right way, and all of a sudden it starts spinning like crazy. Mainly when I'm holding it this way. There we go. And again, there's no logical reason for that to spin other than it's cool. Coolness factor is off the charts on this. And that's completely done in CZs. Square case is really unusual to see on a timepiece. You just do not see watches with square-shaped cases. Total length. This is generous. A guy could wear this one. I had this on the other night. A guy could definitely wear this. Total length is 10. It is wearable, tight around the wrist, up to 8.5, so meaning up to an 8.5-inch wrist circumference would be able to wear this. I think this is good looking, and it's very comfortable. And when a watch has a square case, many times it's difficult to design it so it's going to be comfortable because they're big and they're very blockish, for lack of a better term. So what they have to do, again, it spins like crazy at just the oddest moments. Sometimes I've yet to figure out why sometimes it all of a sudden goes haywire. But this contours the wrist perfectly. I don't even know, did I mention price? I don't think I did. Let me back up and do that here, and then I'll continue talking about this. So the regular price on this, by the way, is a $1,250 retail value. $1,250 worth of timepiece. Regular price on our website is $249.99. That is excellent. With the Miyota movement, Miyota is a division of the Citizen Corporation. Citizen knows a thing or two about a thing or two, and especially when it comes to watches, they have their own line of watches. Anyway, they have a division that makes watch movements called Miyota. It is a very accurate and reliable watch movement. That's inside of this. Regular price $249. With your 35% off discount using that code LIVE35, your price goes to $162.49. A watch with a carat and a half of cubic zirconias that look every last bit like diamonds. There is a famous Swiss brand that does something similar to this with the little spinning element, and they get thousands of dollars for their watches. Obviously, it's done in diamonds and gemstones, and it's literally thousands of dollars. You have that look of a many $1,000 watch. Let me show you the back of this, because even though it's not like that other watch where you can see the movement, I would let a jeweler change the battery on this. This is another one. Spend the $5-10 and let the jeweler change the battery every few years. I was going to say, this is a piece of mineral crystal. That is hypoallergenic. Same thing with the outside. Mineral crystal. It's scratch resistant. So you don't need to worry about, obviously you put your mind to it, you're going to break anything, but it is scratch resistant. So I'm not worried about that. This is the kind of crystal that you find on watches for thousands of dollars. And hundreds of dollars anyway. So it's a reliable, some of the watches we're going to show you today have acrylic crystals, and that's fine. It protects the dial, but I'm not going to say that it's going to be scratch resistant. This is a scratch resistant mineral crystal. So you have that upgrade. The genuine leather strap. In fact, every one of these, has a quick change pin right there. The reason for that, if I wanted to change out this watch strap, I can do it myself. It's that easy. That I don't need a jeweler to do. Has a little mechanism, little plunger you pull back on. That releases the tension and allows me to swap out that strap just like that. And this is a high-end strap. This strap, if you were to replace this on your own, could probably be about $70, maybe even more. This is a high-end watch strap that you're buying. It's part of the big picture here at $249.99, and all of those CZs, I don't have a count, I know it's a carat and a half in total of cubic zirconia. That is a lot of CZ that has to be set, every one of those, one at a time, by hand. That is very time consuming to do. Boy, and it's good looking. Square cases are very unusual in watches. I have at home, it's over 80 watches. Of those, 12 I probably wear on a regular basis. And of the entire 80, I have one watch that is a square case. It's very unusual to see a square case watch. And it is in my top 12 that I wear a lot because it's unique. You never see it. Okay, we're moving. That is shop 5. We are going. Actually, our friend Jacob earlier was commenting. He's one of our viewers from the UK. This next brand is very well known in the UK. We used to, it's been a while since we've had Rachel Galley on air here. Would have been shortly after COVID, I know, last time I worked with her. Bear with me. But she is still one of the hottest, most in-demand designers in the UK. And she is, when I say, or as they would say, on the high street, she is seen in very well-known jewelry stores in the UK. And she has these little openings, these little windows, as kind of one of her signature styles in her jewelry. So when she decided to do a watch, she took that idea and made it work in a bangle style watch. This might be the giveaway of the night. This is all in sterling silver, okay? There is a lot of it. There's your measurement. A lot of silver, and there is your diameter of the watch. Actually, this is generous, 2 3/4. That's one size fits most when you get up to that. The regular price on this, hear me clearly, regular price meaning regular show, day in, day out, was $299. Now, this is on clearance right now. The clearance price is half of the regular price. So the clearance price is $150. Now, because you're watching, you know about that promo code, right? Live35. That's going to take your price. Make sure you're using that, especially right here. That is going to take your price to $97.50. A watch we sold on TV for $300 and sold very well on clearance for $150 in silver. $97.50. Seriously, giveaway of the night. Rachel Galley, one of UK's top designers, and she seriously is. Her jewelry is on the wrist of the movers and shakers in the UK, celebrities, very well known celebrities. I don't know about royalty, wouldn't surprise me, probably royalty as well. This has every upgrade imaginable, including that Swiss movement I mentioned earlier. The finest watches in the watch world have Swiss movements. The watch, my personal watch I'm wearing tonight, this Corum timepiece, has a Swiss movement. I wouldn't have bought it if it didn't have a Swiss movement in it. This timepiece has a Swiss movement in it. This is a chance now to get a watch with a Swiss movement that is all in silver. All of this. Sterling silver everywhere. A lot of it. It literally will snap. I'm used to holding things up to my mic. It's down here. Snap in place. It is secure. So this is going nowhere fast. This is a collector's piece, and I say that seriously. This is the kind of timepiece. It is not going to be coming back. It comes in the very special Rachel Galley box. I would keep this. I am the first to take watch packaging and throw it away. There are exceptions to that. This would be one of those that you're going to want to hang on to. Store it in here. Hang on to this. This is a very important part of the whole presentation. So to be able to get a Rachel Galley all sterling silver, this entire piece, this entire bangle is in sterling silver. So a lot of precious metal right here. And for a price of $97, you would not be able to buy the silver in this piece for $97.50. We do a lot of silver on this network. There's no way you're buying sterling silver for $97.50. And again, one of this weight, of this substance, you will literally hear it snap in place. It is strong and secure, easy to read. The case diameter is 24 millimeters in diameter, so it's feminine. If you don't want those big, bulky watches, I know there's a trend towards that, and there's a lot of women that love that. There's also a lot of women that say, I don't want to be wearing a hockey puck on my wrist. I want something a little bit more demure, a little bit more feminine. That is what Rachel Galley has done with this, but yet it's kept her signature style. All those little holes, all those little openings. That's one of her signature elements that she does on her jewelry, and it turned out so beautiful in this watch. For the price of $97.50, come on in. Please take advantage of this right now. I don't want anyone missing out on this. Sterling silver in a bangle. That in and of itself is an excellent deal. But when you combine it with the fact that it has a Swiss-made watch movement in there, I keep going back to that comfort factor, because yes, it's beautiful. Yes, it's designer, and that's a big part of it. But if it's not going to be accurate and reliable and dependable, and again, not that the Miyota movements aren't, they're great, but there's a peace of mind, especially if you're giving it as a gift, knowing that you're giving someone something with a Swiss-made watch movement in it. That feels really good. Shop 6 is your number on this one. Put that into the comment box. Don't forget your promo code so you can save that additional money, because that is an amazing one at under $100, $97.50. Time for me to geek out again. Now, We're going to show you a choice of two different watches from the classic Succession line. I debuted this a few weeks ago now, and I didn't think there were any left. We do have a few remaining. Oh, boy. Love these. You have a choice of the blue or the black, and I believe I do not have.
That would be our number 13 coming up.
Oh, I see.
Yes, straps.
Oh, this is. Okay, I gotcha. Blue and black right here. We have two different variations of this. One coming up a little bit on stainless. These are on the leather straps. So we're going to start with the leather straps, and we'll get to the stainless in a little bit. Same idea, though. And what is the idea that he's talking about? Well, I got to show you. If you know anything about watches, and I forgot to put on my Facebook, there is a video on YouTube that does a great job illustrating how a mechanical watch works. And every few years I post it to my Facebook. I'll try and remember to do that when I get home. No guarantees. The thing about this video is it is now, I'm doing the math in my head, 60 years old. The process hasn't changed. The way a mechanical watch was made 60 years ago is the same today. This is not an automatic. An automatic was like we saw earlier with that rotor that spins around. This you will wind yourself every day, worst case scenario, every other day, in order for the watch to work. Now, let's talk price on this, because this now might become the giveaway of the night. Your regular price on this at Shop LC is $179.99. Because of the promo code, your price goes to $116.99. Now, here's the thing about this. If you look at the watch, there really is no dial at all. What you have is a bridge that goes from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock. That bridge is the entire watch movement. Most mechanical watches, the watch movement fills up the entire case. Here's using the engine analogy again. Imagine we went to your car, and if you know anything about car engines, which I don't, but I said to you, here's what I need you to do. I need you to take every piece of metal out of that car engine that is not necessary for the operation of that engine. And then when you sit behind the wheel and you turn that key, it still has to run. That's basically what they do with this. They take out of the watch movement every single piece of metal that they can, leaving the bare essentials so that when you wind this watch, it will start running. In fact, if you look closely, you will see there's really no movement here. There's nothing going on. That's because the watch hadn't been wound for 48 hours, and so 30 to 48 hours, so it powered down. All I do to get running again is I take the crown right here. And this is why I got to get that video posted to my YouTube, because it does a really good job explaining how it works. And I'm going to wind this up, because as I wind this, what I'm doing is tightening the mainspring right here. As that gets tight, you see this, there's this little thing called the balance wheel right over here. That just started moving back and forth. Slowly, but it's moving some. As I wind this even more, I'm tightening the mainspring more. What will happen over time is the mainspring that I'm tightening up will slowly untighten. And as it untightens, it's releasing its energy. That energy is what's making the balance wheel go, which in turn is what's making the watch tell the time. That is an entire watch movement right there. Miniaturizing it down to the bare essentials is not an easy thing to do. And that's why watches that have had this done can go for thousands, without exaggerating, thousands of dollars. I have seen Swiss-made watches like this. Now, this is a mechanical movement, more than likely. In fact, let me see if it says a Chinese-made movement, which, again, just I don't have time to go into the whole history of the Chinese watch movement making. They have a lot of former Swiss watchmakers in their employ. They do some amazing things, actually. Yeah, it does not say for sure. And I will point out, though, this is decorated in gold. That's not something you expect to see on a watch movement. Watch movements, by nature, are all made up of metal, is in, a silver color. These done in gold, that's very impressive to see. This with the blue strap is my pick. I love this combination of the gold and the blue. I have a vintage watch at home, and I'm trying to find a blue strap for it. Blue straps are not easy to find, not nice ones anyways. This leather strap, yes, that is all leather strap on each one, is a very expensive watch strap. So to be able to find that watch strap is impressive to see. Martha left a review on this, says the watch is absolutely beautiful. It is unique. So glad I was finally able to get a quality automatic watch at such an affordable price. Love it. Again, this is a mechanical. It's not an automatic. You will have to wind this yourself. The case diameter is 39 millimeters in diameter. And I'll get you the length in just a second here. This is the art of watchmaking. This is easily one of the most complicated watches of the entire show. There's just no two ways about it. So if you want to shop on one of these, please do so right now. Total length, almost 10, wearable around the wrist, up to 8.25, meaning so up to an 8.25 inch circumference on the wrist. Boy, this is really good looking. Classic Succession, a line that, from what I understand, is not coming back next year. So what we have in stock is what we have in stock. We're kind of streamlining our watch brands. We're not going to have as many different in-house brands. We'll still have the closeouts like the toy watches and all of that. But a lot of the watch brands we have in-house, we're kind of streamlining down. And so some brands have to go. And Classic Succession is one of them. I hope they can fold it into maybe the Eon brand or something, because there's some great things in this line. Oh, by the way, your warranty information, there is a warranty booklet. That is one of the things about this line, is you do get I believe it's a 1-year warranty with all of the Classic Succession timepieces. We don't do that necessarily with yes, 1 year on these. So some of the watch brands like Strata, we don't do that. We do that with this line, so you get a 1-year warranty, so peace of mind. I warned you I was going to babble, and I'm doing just that. Bear with me.
This next one.
Speaking of closeouts, this, I'm a big believer in this industry that less is more. Meaning, if you start throwing too much out there, it gets complicated and it confuses people, which can be a bad thing. So I want to try and make this very clear, because this is the opposite of less is more. This is more is more. You're buying a watch. Great. You are buying a Jessica Carlisle timepiece, which is a retail brand. This is sold at well-known stores. The store that had the parade today, yesterday, they have this brand. Now I'm going to stand right here so you can just over my shoulder see the watch. So I'm not going to move for just a second, because you're going to buy this watch in one of 4 configurations: black, burgundy, navy, gold tone, 33 millimeter, or gold tone, 34 millimeter. Now as I slowly move out of the way, you will notice everything else that you're going to get, because it is not just the watch. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bracelets, some of which have charms on them. Some have glass beads, some have acrylic beads, some have gold tone. This has Austrian crystals everywhere. So there is a lot going on here. And wait till you hear this price. Again, look at all of this. Let me get out of the way, because again, look at all of this that you're going to get. Regular price on all of this is $39.99. Now, by my count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 parts to this deal. $39.99 divided by 6, that's $6 and change a piece before the discount. The discount is 35%. So now we take that off, live 35, your price goes to $25.99. 6 parts to the deal for, let's just call it $26 to keep the math simple. That's barely $4 a piece. Barely $4 a piece for all of this at $25.99. Now let me show you the different choices because there are 6 of them. They're all nice. There really is not a bad one here. Here you have the black. That is a 35 millimeter watch case. Everything on these, by the way, the watch's total length is going to be 8.5 inches. In fact, I've done that wearable or total length on the piece. So I've done this a few times on television, so I have that one memorized. So 8.5 total length. So that is the black. We have the burgundy. This has been really popular, this burgundy with that reddish dial. That is gorgeous. That's option 2. Then we get into the navy. Mainly on the strap there. The case is done in silver tone with a case done in gold tone with a silver tone dial. Then we get into the gold tone. This is the only one done on a metal bracelet with what is basically a simulated tiger's eye dial. So a little bit different on that. And then the gold tone, 44 millimeter or 34 millimeter. That one is going to be the round case. That is also going to have a simulated tiger's eye sort of dial to it. Look at all you're getting for $26, $25.99 gets home everything in the one box. This again, Jessica Carlisle. This is a retail brand that you're getting. So every one of these comes in her original retail packaging. There's the UPC code and everything. So all of this is as you would see it in the department store. Thumbs up.
Yes, I actually think about it in a different whole light, to be honest. I look at this as 6 different gifts. 6 way of gifting this. And I say that because I have 5 sisters. So I think about it and I'm like, I could easily gift 5 gifts.
That's actually smart because if you look at this, because not everybody's a big watch person. So you might have a sister who, I'm never, ever, ever going to wear that watch. She's got a smart watch maybe, whatever. She'll love that bracelet. Or she'll love the charm bracelet. So you could easily break this up. Again, it's going to come in one box. You'll have to find a way to repackage and repurpose it. But it's, let me get the exact number here. What are we? $25.99. So $25.99. That's $4.33 a piece. $4.33 a piece. You got to be kidding me. For 6 gifts right here. If you want to go that route, again, if you want to keep them all, keep them all. No reason why. We were talking earlier about, are you shopping for the holidays or shopping for you? And many of you said shopping for me. So if you want to get one of these for yourself, you've got a lot of jewelry that you've just added to your jewelry box and a beautiful timepiece. This is a retail brand. You can Google search Jessica Carlisle. You will see the retailers that are selling same configurations or similar configurations. This being a closeout, we probably bought every one of these that they have, so probably this exact one not found in the stores anymore. What a pretty name. Sholetta. I hope I'm saying that right. Left a review on the website, just says, I love, in capital letters, it is beautiful. And so that sums it up perfectly. Loves it. Why wouldn't you? When you can see beautiful timepieces like this and get bracelets as well, for $25.99. The number is shop8. Put that into the comment box. Don't forget your code so you can get this price. Even at the regular $39.99, that's excellent. It's about $6 and change a piece. But when you use that code, that's going to save you even more money. So make sure that you're using that so you can take advantage of that. Oh, we forgot about this at the outset there. Forgot to mention that we have another Gem Fest coming up. We do these a few times a year. Our next one is on the 19th of December.
I like to bring my jewelry in to get clean.
Yeah, and I don't know if you heard what Elliot said or not. He said I got to bring my jewelry in to get clean. Why would he do that? Well, because there is free jewelry cleaning and repairs. It got me thinking too. I got a few myself. I might have to take advantage of that too. I will be here at some point, so maybe I get a chance to meet you. 12 to 4, I'll be here for the latter part of that as I get ready to go on air on that day. But yeah, do check that out. Again, you have to register with us, so go to our website, I think is how you can register for that. Okay, we are getting back into some more of these toy watches. This is so impressive what they're doing with this brand. And again in ceramic, I'll do a little demonstration again just in case you missed it earlier. White or black. This time there is a little difference between them. Now let me just double check here. Yes, 41 millimeter case on these. These are also going to be, I believe, 10 at the maximum length. Let me double check here. 9 total length. Have a jeweler size this. 9 inches total length on these. Little different watch movement in these. Now, let me just point out once again what's going on with the pricing on these. Because this, for a ceramic watch, a ceramic timepiece, and can you double check? Because I think that's the number, the item number up there for the one we did before.
Yeah, let me double check.
Yeah, because the one I have here is correct. This is the chronograph version of this. Number 9, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, I have the correct ones here, so. 8214067 and 8213731. Because we had one similar a little bit earlier, and so there we go. That's the one I'm looking at as well. This has a different watch movement. The one we had before, in fact, thank you for bringing this back out, because this is the one, remember, that had the mechanical automatic movement. Well, this does not. This has a quartz movement, so there's nothing to see from the back of the watch. However, because it doesn't have that, what it does have is a full date display and a functioning chronograph complication, which some people are going to prefer anyways, and I'll explain what that is in just a second. Regular price on this. Boy, this is a good deal. I'm telling you, really good deal at $279.99 for an all ceramic timepiece, and we have it in white, we have it in black, all ceramic, 9 inches total length. Case diameter on this is 40 millimeters, not counting the pushers. When we put the 35% off on it, your price goes to $181, and then you have 5 payments. Your first payment is $37. I am not going to bore you with a whole, you can go to my Facebook and my Instagram, you'll see pictures, some of the pictures of my watch collection. I'm pretty sure my ceramic watch is up there. It's one of my all-time favorite pieces ever. It's in white ceramic. I've had it forever. In fact, no, let me be more exact. I have had that probably 20 years now. And it looks as good today as it did 20 years ago. And I'm the first to it. Well, here, in fact, the watch I have on right now, this is my Corum. I bought this in Chicago probably also about 20 years ago, maybe a little bit over that. It's showing some wear and tear. Stainless steel starting to get just a little bit worn. I should probably get it in for service and have them clean it up and do all of that. That'll cost me money, which is why I haven't done it. My ceramic watch looks as good today as it did 20 years ago. Why? Let me show you again. I am going to take my handy dandy little pocket knife here, and I'm going to use the very sharp tip of this knife. Let me put this on the table, and again, please do not do this at home. I have been doing this demonstration forever. You could really hurt yourself if you slipped. So I'm confident enough in my abilities, having done this for, I don't know, probably 30 years on TV now, that I know what I'm doing. Let me just show you again. Let me polish this up. Get a nice shine to it. No fingerprints, nothing at all. There's not a scratch to be seen on this ceramic bracelet. And I'm going to take the tip of this knife, and I'm just going to scratch along the links. Right along, right through the center of them. Okay? So there we go. Scratch, scratch, scratch. Using my knife. Now I'll take that tip. Let's poke at the ceramic. Really poke at it. I would be buying this watch if I thought that I was in some way going to make it defective, that I was going to damage it, because the company's not going to take any kindness to that. As always, not a scratch, not a dent, nothing. That's because of this high-tech ceramic material. I never want to say something's indestructible, but I still don't know what it would take to destroy one of these. And remember, this color is baked in. If you've ever worked in ceramics, you know how it starts as a powder, and you bake in that color at that point. There are only a couple of companies in the watch world that make ceramic bracelets, and it is a very time-consuming process. I had a gentleman explain to me once how ceramic watches are made, and literally it was a 20-minute explanation how these are made, because it is a very high-tech thing that they go through. The chronograph. You'll see the second hand for the time of day is ticking away down at 6 o'clock. That is a mother of pearl dial, grade AAA mother of pearl. Chronograph is a stopwatch. The large second hand is pointing to 12. If I push the top pusher, I start the chronograph. And so I am now timing whatever event is going on. You know who needs this? Elias needs this. He needs a watch with a chronograph. He is cooking something in our break room every day. And this way he can time whatever he's cooking. If he knows it needs to be in the oven for 9 minutes, gets that going, because once the seconds have hit 1 minute, then your minute hand will start to move. And he can know, oh, my food has been in there 9 minutes, it's going to be done. Start, and then again, push it again to stop it. Push it again to reset it. That's it. You then have a 24-hour indicator over in the 3 o'clock position. So it's a means of tracking time like a stopwatch is. Very accurate, reliable, and dependable. Stainless steel case back. Actually, another upgrade, sapphire crystal on these. I didn't even realize that they had done that. So remember what I said about mineral crystal being scratch resistant? It's a sapphire crystal. It takes it to a whole nother level. Same thing. I could take my knife and... remember, if I scratch this watch, I now own a defective timepiece. I'm paying for it. Not worried about that. Did I damage the sapphire crystal? Not in the least. Not a scratch to be seen right there. So, mother of pearl dial, you can feel good about that. Every feature imaginable. This is an Italian brand. Toy watches based out of Italy. They started in 2008. Amazing company. And they, at their beginning, were all about very colorful, blingy colors, or bright colors, I guess would be a better way to put it. And they're still around to this day producing amazing product. And we have a closeout on these. Please take advantage of Shop 10 if you're interested in one of those, because that is an amazing, seriously, really amazing deal. Okay, let me set those aside, because Shop 11 is going to be our first entry into the smartwatch world, and the only one that I'm going to have in the show today.
We actually have two.
Have two?
Mm-hmm. We have one more after this.
I still am not seeing it, really. Oh! I know the one you're talking about. Yes. Okay. I just saw Venturine. I'm thinking gemstones, forgetting that, yes, that is a smartwatch as well. So we are going to have a couple. Starting with this one, however, this is an Austrian crystal. So again, if you like your bling, you are going to love this one. Let me talk. Okay, this, again, smartwatches. I have one. Bought it when they first came out many years ago. I wear it for a period of about a week, and then it will sit for 4 months, and I'll wear it for another week. It'll sit for 4 months. Just anytime I'm on a fitness kick, and I feel like I need to track my steps. It's the only time I ever wear it is for tracking steps. Don't have it on today, obviously. Why did I spend hundreds of dollars on it? Well, I felt I had to have it. And a lot of people fall into that same trap. You can buy a smartwatch for less today. For instance, this one we sell on clearance. This is on clearance at $103.99, meaning the clearance price on the website is $103.99. If you use that promo code LIVE35, you're buying a smartwatch today. Boy, think about holiday gift giving. For $67.60. $67.60. I was watching all the shopping networks last night, flipping around, watching their big deals. Gotta admit, they had some nice ones. No one had a smartwatch for $67. I don't know of any place you're going to buy a smartwatch for $67. It's easier for me to show you on the screen actually here everything that you get, because there's some little tools and accessories here that are kind of cool. This is the watch itself, simulation to what you'll see on the dial. Here's your charger, plugs right into any USB and charges up. What is this, however? You'll see a little pin right here, and then the ridges like you have on a screw. Well, as you might imagine, this does raise and lower that. That's for sizing the bracelet. So if you do want to size this bracelet yourself, the maximum length is going to be almost 9. There are screws right here that you can take out, and you use that to pop the screws out. Now, I'll tell you this, if you've never practiced with it before, then don't do it yourself. Let a jeweler do it. But if you know how to do this, then I've done it a million times over. Once you've done a couple, you get the hang of it. And it's not anything that is difficult to do. Dual deployment clasp on the back. Very nice upgrade. That is all stainless steel, as are all of the links. Now, let me just see here. Oh, it is powered up. Okay, good. I wasn't expecting it to be. So I took off the simulation to the dial so I can show you the real dial. And it does light up, and it looks exactly like the simulation sticker for the dial. It's exactly like it. And what this does then is give you access to all of the different features that this has. And this has a lot of them. So, for instance, if you are going to be out walking, running, cycling, skipping, badminton, basketball, football, swimming. Man, that goes on and on and on and on. Wow. That actually covers a lot of different bits of exercise and training, so you can keep track of whatever it is that you might be doing to give you that fitness awareness. And like I said, that is the bulk of why I use my smartwatch, is simply for tracking fitness. When I get on a fitness kick and feel like I need to be tracking my steps, my goal is always 10,000 a day. It's nice to be able to have something that can give you that ability to track your steps and be able to give you an idea how far you have gone. But if you want to do caloric tracking and be able to find out, am I burning a certain number of calories? Well, this gives you access to all of that. So that's a really nice feature. And you can set a goal. So if you have a goal in mind for when you're trying to, I apologize for this, but I have to look down so I can see what mode I am in. There is my running goal, workout goal. So this is honestly the nicest looking, let me rephrase that, fanciest looking smartwatch that has had fitness features I've ever seen. Most fitness watches look like fitness watches. This doesn't. This is very fancy, all done in a rose tone. Easily chargeable, so very easy to charge this up. Those are Austrian crystals all the way around the dial. You do get, and this is very complete, an instruction booklet that will walk you through everything. Just because I have to read the list. Does too many things to possibly just go from memory here. So let me just read my list here of the different features that it has. By the way, Bluetooth connectivity to your smartphone if you want it to. It has activity center. It has sleep monitoring. It has the heart rate measurement. That's always very important to be able to track your heart rate. Blood pressure. We were talking about this the other night on one of my shows. How important. I mean, that can literally be a lifesaver to know what your blood pressure is. And this can track that. Blood oxygen level. Exercise mode we showed you. Weather modes. Camera control. It can control the camera on your smartphone for you. Music control. Same thing for the music on your smartphone. Relaxation mode. It has some built-in games. It has all the different menu features that you can access with the push of one button and a whole lot more. So that's just kind of a quick little summation. It does come with a second strap. So if the rose tone metal bracelet is too much, you want something that's maybe a little bit nicer for workout conditions, then you have the silicone rubber strap right here. Listen, just to keep the show moving, shop 11 is the number on this. Again, your price goes to $67.59. Best looking smartwatch I think I've ever seen that does all those fitness tracking. Just for the blood pressure mode alone, that is so important. I'm on medication for high blood pressure. I have been for years, and I am chronically terrible about tracking it at home, just because it involves getting out the unit. And, if you don't attach the unit just the exact right way, you're going to get a bad measurement. I've had that happen 100 times. This is so much easier. It's right there on your wrist. You're sitting at your desk. Boom, push a button. It tracks your blood pressure for you. So it's very simple and very easy to use. Comes to you in a really nice little presentation box. It is all ready to give as a gift. So all set. Holidays now. What did we decide the countdown was? 27?
27, yes. 26 starting tomorrow.
Almost 26 now. Yeah, hours away from 26, but for the moment, 27. So counting down quickly. Boy, that's hard to believe. 27 days. Wow. Okay. And then that would mean 16 until Hanukkah, so even closer. Okay, we are moving on. We have more to share with you. That was Shop 11. Shop 12 is our next smartwatch, and this is taking a similar yet different approach. In fact, at first glance, it looks almost the same because there is a similar color to the silicone rubber strap. Great. However, if you don't care for that, maybe you will love the green aventurine strap that this comes with. It actually comes with 2 green aventurine straps. What's the difference? Again, it's easier to show you on the screen. I'm so excited, so anxious. It'll be there in a moment. Because this one has rings that the other end will attach through right there. So it actually, let me just do it this way, because it's easier to show you this way. If you wanted to, you could just wrap this around and tie it through. But the idea for the green aventurine strap is that it double wraps around your wrist. See, it gets confusing at first because it looks like there's, oh, awesome. We have video on this one too. Well, look at that. Fantastic. Let me, while you're watching this, because this will cover some of the features like heart rate, just as the last one did. There's the phone call. There's using your camera. The regular price is what? $69? We go down from there?
Yes, we do.
Wait a minute. So the regular price is $69.99. You got a 35% off code, Live35. That takes your price to $45.49. I have never in my life seen a smartwatch for under $50. $45, but and it's on 2 payments. Your first payment is $22.75. Now I'm thinking, who do I know? Seriously, I'm at that point where there must be someone I know that I could give this to as a gift. There has to be. Because for $45, how can you pass this up? How can you pass this up at $45? I'm asking myself rhetorically. Because again, even if the green aventurine strap, and these straps, by the way, they're fairly universal, so it's easy to find other straps for these. You can go on the Big River website and find straps. I've done that with my smartwatch. I've swapped out the strap with ones I bought online 100 times over. And you're still going to be ahead of the game because this price is only $45. But anyway, as you're looking here, this is just taking you through. If you do want to pair it with your phone, and I would suggest obviously you do that, that's going to access most of the features there if you are paired up with your smartphone. That way you have access to everything because there's a lot going on here. Your blood pressure monitor, again, same story as before. That can literally be a lifesaver, having access to knowing what your blood pressure is. Your heart rate, tracking that. And see how it keeps a log? So you're always going to have that reference point. Maybe you still do a lot of telemedicine or it's more convenient for you. Your doctor needs that information. And so now you have a way of tracking all of that information, your own, so you can make reference to it. So when you're talking to your doctor, or maybe you're sending them a message saying, hey, just FYI, my pressure has been up for the past few days. See if he has any recommendations. Maybe he needs to adjust a medication or something. But you're tracking it, and so you know. Because I really don't know. Man, there has to be someone. I'm thinking. There must be someone I know that I can give one of these to. I'm thinking about maybe my sister-in-law. Does she have a smartwatch? I don't know. I need to find out. Because she's just starting to get to that age where she starts to become a little bit more aware of her health and her well-being. So use that code, Live35. Get this for $45.49. I mean, worst case scenario, someone doesn't like the strap, that's an easy swap out. You have either the green aventurine or you can find those straps online anyplace else. Oh, by the way, it tells the time of day. Yeah, it's still a smartwatch. It still tells you what the time of day is. You have access to your most recent heart rate information, your fitness goals down here. It can let you know whether you're on your way to tracking your steps or not. I can't get over this price, $45.49. Here I am. I'm geeking out on all these high-tech watches as far as the movements go, with the automatics and the mechanicals. And then this is what stops me dead in my track, just because this is a smartwatch for $45.49. This is the one that's going to stay with me for the rest of the night now as I'm driving home. And I'm thinking, who do I know? Who do I know? Because there has to be someone that would love one of these as a gift. So that's a conversation we will have in the Wilson household tonight. Who do we know? Because there must be someone. That price is just impossible to pass up, even for me, at $45.49. Holy cow, shop 12 on that. Don't forget your promo code, though. Even at the regular price of $69, it's great, but that code, LIVE35, that's what's saving you the additional money and taking you all the way down to $45.49. Wow. Okay.
Quick studio shout out. We have Mish Bach joining us.
Commenting
hello.
Oh, hello, Mishfak. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Is saying hello. Hello to you as well. Thank you for keeping us company here on the live stream. Miss Mary just joined us as well. Thank you. I think you're one of my Instagram followers there. By the way, if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do. Go find me. Just search my name out. You'll find me on Instagram. Easy to find me there. I don't do a lot on Facebook, but Instagram more often than not. Follow the page for my podcast. New episode coming up on Wednesday, if I actually get into my recording studio at home and record it. Okay, these I'm going to guess are over here somewhere, right? No, they're right here. Yeah, these are right here. Okay. Big boxes for these, so I guess I wasn't expecting all of this. This has a nice big presentation for, again, a lot. Oh boy. Here we go again. Promo code LIVE35. That's going to be your best friend on this one. The regular price on the watch I'm about to show you is watches and more. Watches and friends. Regular price is $22.49. Let me rephrase that. Clearance price, because this is on clearance. Clearance price is $22.49. We can never go lower than clearance price except during moments like this, where I've got a promo code LIVE35. Your price is going to $14.62. In fact, let me do a reveal here. Remember I said there was a big little presentation box? Let me close this up and show you. Because here's what's going to arrive. I would not have known what was in this if it didn't say Strada. It's like, okay, that tells me there's a watch in here, because Strada is one of our in-house brands. And when I open this up, here I have my watch, which is attached to a bracelet. I have a separate charm bracelet, and I have a separate charm bracelet here. So I have 3 pieces of jewelry for which I have spent $14. That means this is now a $5 bracelet. That there, $5. That means that, wait for it, this is now a $5 bracelet. You have all those cute little charms, motor scooter, tree of life, a coin, a spider, a ship, the word hope, peace symbol, camera, soccer ball, all kinds of cute little charms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 charms suspended from the bracelet itself. So that's now $5. And then the pièce de résistance, the charm bracelet with the watch. And again, like one we had earlier, the watch is removable. So if you want to take that watch off, let's say I decided, you know what, I'd rather have that as a charm on the charm bracelet. Well, here we go. Murano-style glass beads. Those are all glass beads done in the Murano fashion. Take my lobster claw, open that up. I've now removed it from that because I want it on my charm bracelet. 12 charms is not enough. Got to have more. So I'm going to take that lobster claw, open it up, and lock that through. And there we go. Just like that, I have now attached it to this. I could attach it to a necklace. I could attach it to another charm bracelet that I have. You could attach that to anything at all that has a ring or any chain that has enough diameter to it that could just slide over the chain or in between a strand of pearls. that can go anywhere. That's the watch part of this deal. Otherwise, it's all about jewelry. Heck, all of this could be worn as 3 beautiful bracelets, and then this is somewhere else on a completely different bracelet, one that you've never even thought of. When you look, here's another one for your sisters that, seriously, $5 a piece now, and then possibly even a 4th gift right here. I don't know if you would give that necessarily on its own, but why not? It's a charm. Someone that loves charms.
I'd actually hang that on my dashboard of my vehicle, just to kind of have some extra watch.
That is kind of a cool idea. I can see that on the dashboard, actually, now that you've said that. It's not a bad thought. So you have some place where you could attach that, just that little lobster claw right there, onto a carabiner of a bag or a backpack, anything at all like that. I'm telling you, there's places where you're going to be able to place that. That is a cool little extra something. So you have 3 bracelets. In fact, here on the screen you can see the Murano-style glass beads. The choice, by the way, of 2 different sets. We have the silver tone, the gold tone. It's the same idea. It's the same charms on each one, whether you buy the silver tone or the gold tone. So what a very cool idea to be able to give all of this jewelry, to be able to keep it all for yourself if you would like, if you're shopping for you today. Maybe you've done some holiday shopping. That was my justification last night. It's like, okay, so I purchased 2 gifts, and then I saw the deal on Amazon for those shoes, and I thought, okay, I purchased 2 gifts now. I deserve those shoes, so I bought those shoes. Am I second guessing? Do I really need those shoes? No, I don't, but I want those shoes, so I'm not canceling the order, so I would get those shoes. But anyway, so the last thing I ever need is another pair of shoes. Ever. My life. That was Shop 13. So if you want to grab those, continue to grab those behind the scenes. Shop 13 right there. Man, $14. That's under $15 for that entire set, including that beautiful presentation box right there. Now, getting back into the classic Succession watches again. Boy, these are really, really, really nice. This is similar to the one we did earlier that I lost my mind on because of the price, and I'm sure I will on this one as well. The one we did earlier was on the leather strap. These are going to be on mesh bracelets that are easily adjustable. And I get you a total length here right away on these. Here your choice is silver tone, we're calling it steel, or black. Very straightforward. Here, I'll show you. All in steel, just like that. That's what I'm mentally referring to as silver tone. And then the black, exact same thing, except done in black. The movement on the silver tone, or the bridge, will be done in silver tone. On the black, the little bridge will be done in gold tone. Regular price, $179.99. I'm telling you, a watch with this movement, literally made in Switzerland, is going to be a 4-figure purchase. Total length maximum, almost 9 inches long. And there are Swiss brands out there that do something like this, and it is a 4-figure purchase. Anyway, your price is $179 regular on the website. Right now for this show, $116.99. Case diameter, 39 millimeters, I will call it, in diameter. But for those that missed it earlier, or maybe just want to see it again, this is just the coolest thing ever. Let me go back to the screen here, because this shows you what I keep referring to as the bridge. Bridge, just because it goes from 9 o'clock to 3 o'clock, that's not any sort of an official, well, it's kind of an unofficial watch term for what that is. It is a piece of stainless steel, and you'll see these screws here that are done in blue. That's called furnace blue, and it's a very expensive thing to add to a watch. Those screws are necessary. Without them, the movement falls apart, so it's necessary that they're there. That is holding in place the balance wheel, that thing that was going back and forth. That's the balance wheel right there. Here's your mainspring. When you move the crown, when you tighten it, when you turn the crown, that's tightening that mainspring. If you look when it arrives really closely, you'll see this is actually made up of one extremely long and very thin piece of metal. It's a coil. And winding that tightens that up. And over time, it slowly uncoils. That's the motion, that's the movement that is getting the balance wheel to go. And I just took a 20-minute explanation and gave you 20 seconds worth. So there's a lot more involved in how those work. I'll give you a little demonstration here, because that balance wheel right there is not doing anything. If I slowly start to wind the watch, tighten that mainspring, and eventually you'll start to see that balance wheel start to move. There it goes. Starting to go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Now, I've barely wound it. This is going to be enough time for maybe a few minutes worth. So let me give it, usually about 20 is enough time to wind it up, to tighten the mainspring enough that you'll get about 30 hours worth up to 2 days worth of power. Meaning if I set this down, forget about it, not looking at it, I won't see that it's stopped, and all of a sudden I go to it and it's stopped. Well, no worries. Set the time, wind it up, you're good to go in. You'll never buy a battery. There's no place for it. There's no means for a battery to go into this. This is how watches were all made up until the 1960s. There was no such thing as a quartz movement or a battery-operated timepiece until the 1960s. But they weren't made in this fancy way like you see here, because an entire movement takes up the entirety of that case. How do they do this? Again, miniaturization. Taking parts and making them smaller, and eliminating all of the metal that is not necessary for the operation of the watch. Remember, this still has to work. This still has to function. There are quartz watches out there. We've sold them here. Quartz watches that will have this design on the dial, but it's still a battery-operated timepiece. So watch movements that are battery-operated, you can buy in bulk if you're a watch company for about $1 a piece. They're not expensive. This is building a watch movement. All of those screws are placed by hand. Someone has literally sat down and placed those screws in. On the back side, you will see a couple little spots in red. That is where you have synthetic ruby jewels. Are they there to be pretty? Not really. They are pretty. But they're there to keep the watch movement going. If they weren't there, the watch movement would basically fall apart, because they're there on friction points where metal's rubbing against metal. So the end result is something that has a watch movement that is built by hand. This is not robots and machinery making these. That is built by hand, one at a time. And you're getting that today for $116. In my watch collection at home, I have a lot of watches with mechanical movement, some of which are vintage, going back decades ago now. Those were more than this. Even bought secondhand to find a new watch with an automatic or a mechanical movement, because there is a difference. For a price like this is unprecedented. You do also have Austrian crystals. All of the hours are marked with Austrian crystals. Your minutes are all marked outside of that. Those are the minute markers. Those are your hour markers, which are Austrian crystals set all the way around. So yes, it's a fancy watch, but it's not by any means the fanciest watch in the history of the world. It's not something I'm saving to wear with a tuxedo once a year. It is something I'm wearing all the time. And something like this is just so good looking because it's adjustable, self-adjustable with that little metal element there. What did I say the maximum length was? 9 is the total length on this. That's a really good looking timepiece that you can buy today for $116.99. So an incredible deal happening. The mesh bracelets too are just so incredibly comfortable. This is kind of an everything old is new again thing. This was very popular in the 80s. Then it went away and now they are back. And actually the Apple Watches are kind of what brought this back. They were the first to really reintroduce this when they introduced their watches back 9-10 years ago, whatever it was now. And now it's other watch companies and brands are saying, wait a minute, that is actually a very comfortable, very cool way to wear a bracelet or to make one, because it's self-adjustable. So anyone can make that adjustability to it. Shot 14 is the number on this one. So we still have a few more watches to get to in the next little bit. So just stick around. Live 35. It's not going to be valid much longer. That is valid Black Friday. Black Friday, live 35. Usually 25, 35 today, Black Friday. So make sure you're getting those orders in right now using that promo code. Again, one of these for $116, that's a steal, and you do it with our blessing. Now, I wish I had more time here because we're getting into another one that almost takes some explanation here. Alfred Sung might not be a household name here in his home country of Canada. He's actually Korean by birth. Canada, his adopted home. He is very well known. You might know him in this country as one of the co-founders of the clothing store Club Monaco. He achieved great success with Club Monaco. He and his business partners, they sold Club Monaco to the Ralph Lauren company in 1999, so they no longer have ownership of it. They made a ton of money on the deal, and so they don't really need it anymore after the brace truck backed up and unloaded the millions of dollars they made. But Alfred Sung is still around, and he's still designing. He still has his signature line of women's fashion and watches now. And so this is a closeout on an Alfred Sung watch. There are several options. Let me get the others over here. I just have the one. You have a choice of a black, brown, and a black leather. Your price. Let's find out together. $159. Your regular. Wow, that's a really good deal. His watches, again, this is has a retail presence in this country. Well-known Seattle-based department store features his watches in some of their outlets. So even finding an Alfred Sung watch for $159 is excellent. Your price today with your promo code goes to $103.99, and your first payment $26. I'll just round up. It's $25.99. $26 is going to get one of these home. And I love the fact that you can buy something that is not on the lips of every man, woman, and child in this country. You have something unique. But again, it's he is a very well-known gentleman. In fact, I didn't know this. His fashion house was founded in 1980. Just learned that. Did not know that. And known for his modern designs in apparel. Now, his watches all feature Japanese-made Miyota movements, and this particular one has a full calendar display. What do I mean by that? Again, it's easier to see probably right here. This, where you see a moon, that is an AM PM. So if it's moon is showing, the way the time is right now, that is 10 p.m. If it had the sun showing, that would be 10 a.m. Here I have my day of the week. Everybody I've talked to today has needed that. Everyone thinks today's Saturday, myself included. So it is Friday, and then this is going to point to the date. This is going to point to your month. So the only one you ever really have to worry about adjusting is going to be your date on short months, and obviously the time when the time changes happen. But otherwise, the month is going to be consistent, and that'll change automatically when you adjust the date, and the day of the week. No changes there. So that's always going to work. Nice size cases on these. The case diameter is a little bit larger on these. The case diameter is actually going to be about 46 millimeters in diameter. And what he has done with watches is, again, taking quality watch movements, Japanese Miyota movements, and putting in complications that we actually use, like that full calendar. I love a chronograph on a watch. Never use them. Really don't, not all that often. A calendar I use literally multiple times a day, every day. Total length is going to be 10, wearable on your wrist to a maximum of 8, and we'll call it 8 1/4, so 8 1/4 circumference around the wrist it is going to fit. All stainless steel construction. For those that have allergic reactions to things other than stainless steel, and there's a lot of people who do, you never need to worry. Alfred Sung doesn't have the reputation he has throughout North America and literally around the world without doing something right. And that's producing quality timepieces that are accurate and reliable, hence the Miyota movements in every single one of these. Scratch resistant, actually mineral crystal. It has an anti-reflective coating on it, I just noticed. That's another little touch that you don't see on every watch. And anti-reflective coating is nice, especially in situations where you have light hitting down on you, you're outside, it's a sunny day. The anti-reflective coating just makes it easier to still read the timepiece, so I can look down and I can see the time of day, I can see the day, I can see the date, see all of those elements. You do have glow-in-the-dark features on the hour hand and the minute hand. I don't believe, yeah, it looks like just on the hour hand and the minute hand, which is fine. You can still basically tell the time from that. This is a really nice leather strap. Leather straps can come in every possible different variety. Some are very thin, and you know how they have a tendency, it's like a belt. You know, when you cut corners on a belt and buy the cheapy belt, it's going to start fraying and wearing where you're constantly locking it together very quickly. Same thing with watch straps. This is a quality, very thick, very well-made watch straps. You can feel good about this purchase. Just for those that might be wondering, the millimeter, it's a 24 millimeter watch strap, it looks like. So pretty standard size, easily replaceable if you do decide that you want to swap it out and replace it. But this is his signature watch strap. This is not just some off-the-shelf watch strap. He has custom selected every single one of these watch straps, embossing his brand on every one. So it's like giving the thumbs up, the seal of approval to these watch straps. If you decide you want to replace it, that's fine. But I love the color combinations, frankly. They're all beautiful. The one with the all brown or the primary brown, personal thumbs up on that. I always get compliments on that combination when I have it in watches. That's the one we're calling brown. So that makes sense. That is very straightforward and easy. The silver is the one I've been showing you. In the black, again, self-explanatory. All done in black. Nice thing about the website, it's very easy to tell the different choices. Clarence said, exceptional and absolutely beautiful. I was so delighted when I first bought this timepiece. I bought another as a gift. Thank you, Shop LC. Reasonable price. And your dedication in bringing the shopper a great place to find what we need and want to purchase. From Cray, men's watch. I'm very picky about men's watches. I like how he starts that. But if you're looking for a beautiful experience, this watch will fulfill your desire. I am very satisfied. So again, a couple of very satisfied customers, purchasers of these Alfred Sung timepieces that we have right now at $103.99. Huge savings, again, on a very well-known designer brand. And just an amazing story, too. The fact that he achieved the success that he did in his adoptive home in Canada and starting Club Monaco, which became a huge hit in the 1990s, to the point where Ralph Lauren came in and said, okay, we're going to write you a very large check. You sell us the company. He and his partners did. And just, again, he said, I'm not done, though. I have more designs to do. Took his brand and went out on his own and achieving great success. Speaking of brands, we have our in-house brand, Genoa, on our next one. I walk over here and grab this because you have a choice of 3. This time with mother of pearl. Oh, these are nice. Purple, blue, pink are the color choices. Pretty straightforward here, but oh my gosh. So much prettier in person. Some beautiful color choices here. There's the purple. Here's the pink. Wow. And then the blue. The Austrian crystals are just off the charts on these. Oh my gosh. Anyway, what are we looking at here? We are looking at Austrian crystal, genuine leather straps. Again, another big upgrade, real leather straps on each one of these, and a price of $69, regular price of $69.99, which is excellent considering all of the Austrian crystals and that beautiful mother of pearl that you are getting. However, 35 live 35 saves you 35% off. That's going to take your price to $45.49. However, there are 3 payments, so your very first payment of $15.16 can get one of these home. Let me get you some numbers on this. Your case diameter is 33. Again, that's counting everything from 10 to 4, including all the crystals around the outside. The total length on the watch is 9 3/8, around the wrist 8, so meaning tight around the wrist 8 inches. maximum length with the way that the holes are punched on this. Boy, those crystals, they are beautiful all around the dial, around the petals of each one of the flowers, also bathed in Austrian crystal, stainless steel on the case back, and a genuine leather strap. Let me just show you once again. And this is a customized leather strap. What they've had to do for each one of these is customize every one of these to work with this single lug access. Most watches have what are called lugs, two of them, one on each side, and then the strap goes right in between it. This is designed with one lug coming out and then the leather strap going over a bar that runs between that. That is another whole long step in the manufacturing of these. Now, the straps will be replaceable, but it's going to take a while. This is not one that is just an off-the-shelf strap. That's why it's important when you're buying something like this, you're buying a quality leather strap, and that's what this is. It is a very high-quality leather strap, so it's built to last. I have some watches at home that are from the 1980s still on their original leather straps, because when you buy right, it's going to last like that. Now, mind you, I'm probably, since I have a lot of watches in rotation, might not wear them as much as others, but still, that's what you expect when you buy quality. Genuine mother of pearl. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces of mother of pearl set as the little petals around the outside of this flower, and just a gorgeous design finished off beautifully with Austrian crystals. I still have 4 more to get to here. We got about 10 minutes, so let me see if I can get myself moving here a little bit. I think I gave you all the information that's important on that. A couple reviews. Claudette says the watch is beautiful. I was overjoyed when I opened the package. And he says, love it. I have been collecting abalone for a while. Abalone and mother of pearl. Interesting that she brings that up because that many times is kind of like an afterthought. It's like, oh, and it also has abalone, or it also has mother of pearl. That actually is a very expensive element to work with in making watches because of the delicacy of them. When they're setting them, they have to be very careful and very precise about the setting of those stones. It's not easy to do, but when it's done and it's done right, as it is here, it is a work of art. So enjoy those. I know that you will. Okay, this is another one this is almost hard to believe what you're about to get. Let me show you the box that this is going to come in, because this is what's going to arrive at your home. What on earth could be in a box with a beautiful flag on the top of it? Well, a very patriotic set is what's going to be in there. The watch, a bracelet, wooden bracelet, and, believe it or not, a kimono. Yes, this is a kimono. I don't have one of our models here to try it out. I'll just so you can see. No reason, guys. You can deck yourself out in the American flag as well.
I actually think of the World Cup around the corner.
That's true. World Cup. Yes, great idea. Great idea.
It's time to represent the nation.
Wow, very good thought. $39.99 is your regular price. There's a choice of 4 different options. Your price today is going to, again, reflect, hopefully, use the code LIVE35. You will save 35% off. Excuse me. Which is going to take your price down to about $26. Yes, $25.99, $26. And your first payment, because there's 2 payments, $13 to get one of these home. So this is what you're going to get. Again, you get a lot. You get a beautiful watch. There's a choice of 4 cases, a silver, a gold, a rose gold, and a black. That was the rose gold. Here is the black. This is also where the website can be a big help to you in making your determinations, because you'll be able to see all the choices with all of their elements. Here is the silver tone, because even the bracelets are a little different on each one. And then the gold tone is right here. So your beautiful gold tone case. This is the only watch that we've shown you tonight that has a rectangular case. Now, there is a well-known jeweler out there that actually has a trademark term for that type of case. And again, they get thousands of dollars for their watches. There's something very classy about a rectangular case on a watch. It's very expensive to do. which is reason number one why you don't see it very often. Dora said, great watch. Love this watch. A great way to show your patriotism. The bracelet, she admitted, was a little bit big for me. But the gift box was designed with the American flag, which was wonderful, and indeed it is. Listen, bracelet's too big, find someone else. There's someone you know that you would love to be able to give that to, I know. Susan said, love the whole set. I bought two, can wear year-round, especially for the summer holidays. Good point. And somewhere in my life, I started collecting the American flag made into almost anything. I couldn't believe I saw this. I just had to have it. Thank you. That's an interesting one. I like that. Somewhere she just happened to start collecting American flags that were made into anything, and then boom, here we go with all of this. I love that. That just makes me happy to hear. But again, a really nice gift. You know, every time we show this, if I'm on the Dan or someone, I would say, yeah, great to wear around the patriotic holidays. Wear it all the time. Wear it for the World Cup. Wear it any time. You just want to show that you are proud to be an American. That should be every day. It's the kind of thing that sets you apart from everyone else. And I just noticed, too.
It reminds me of one of my friends that graduated college. Perfect to throw on the gown.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. Someone who graduated college over the gown, the cap and gown that they wear?
Yep.
Interesting idea. I graduated so many years ago that there were probably 48 stars. Anyway, but there's a little flag charm too on the watch. I always forget about that. Just a little added touch there. Okay, that was shop 17. Here we go. Next up in the lineup is I wish we had more time on these pieces now here, but we'll do our best. This has been so popular since it debuted. It only has aired once. It is what looks like a rosary. It is not a rosary. And I know many people. How did you do this? You did that so well, and I just messed up your nice display. Who take offense to someone wearing a rosary, so don't worry. This is not a rosary itself, but it looks like it. And then at the end of the last bead, you have the Holy Bible. However, your Holy Bible opens up, and there is a beautiful timepiece. And on the inside, one of the 10 Commandments will be printed on the inside. Now, I know the question always comes in. Can I pick? No. There's no way to know which one or which two you are going to get, because that's right, there's one on the lid, and then there's one on the back. So you will have two of the 10 Commandments. Again, whatever is printing these on randomly is selecting the two, so I can't promise you which two you're going to get. You have a choice of the 4 different cases, and I'll show you those. Here's the gold tone. On my sample, I have the 3rd and the 4th Commandments. On this one, here is the black. This has 7th and 8th. Then in the rose tone, beautiful in rose tone, this one has 5th and 6th. And then lastly in the silver tone, that has 1st and 2nd. They're all out there. So again, you will get 2 on whichever one that you happen to get. Again, the color will be uniform. The words Holy Bible on the front, the cross, the beautiful extra added detail on that, and a gorgeous, easy to read timepiece. Arabic numerals marking all of the hours, hour hand, minute hand, and second hand. The crown is located up on the top, and that is where you adjust this. Donna on the website said easy to read face, chic and very different, unique. I like that. Marcus said the Genoa Black Obsidian Pocket Watch is a great product. Oh, referring to, the beads on these. They're all simulated beads that you have on these. I know it says Black Obsidian, but my information that I'm told by the buyer is that they are simulants. So just keep that in mind. That is simulated obsidian that you are getting. And 36 inches in length, so easy to wear. That is shop 18. Your price went to $25. Oh, wait. Did we figure this one?
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, I did not. That I did.
Well, let's find out then. And we might have time for one more.
Yes, one more. Back. I'm going to let you pick.
You can just go to the next one. That's fine. $49.99 is your price, and with the discount, it goes to $32.49, and your first payment is $10.83. Yeah, there's no better way to wrap things up than with this, because this is one purchase, but something you can wear 12 different ways. Because you get the watch, which is on a bangle, and then you will get 12 bezels. So you have a total of 12 ways to wear this. Every color under the rainbow and then some is here. This is $29.99 before your discount of 35%. So $29.99 now is going to drop to $19.49 because of the 35% off that you're about to get. Then it's divided by two budget pays. $9.75 is going to get one of these home. And this is how it's going to come. Strata, the name on the box. Again, the watch itself, all in stainless, with 12 bezels. All you do is unscrew the bezel that you want to replace. So you can take the red off, put on the green, take the green off, put on the pink. You have all these different options. There's white, there's brown, there's gray, there's orange, there's yellow, there's black, light blue, dark blue, kind of an off-white and a darker pink. Adds the different colors on those bezels. So there's a lot right there. One gift can be worn 12 ways, and this is a very highly rated item. On the website, Susan says, absolutely beautiful. I love this set. Idolmus says, I love it, super classic. You can customize your watch with your outfit, and that's the idea. You know, not everybody needs 80 watches, of which I wear 12 more often than not. You've got 12 looks right here, all in one presentation. So very smart shopping on all of that. Listen, that about does it. These 2 hours have been the fastest 2 hours I've done in years. I enjoyed it. We didn't get to everything. I will ask that we do this again, so don't worry. We will come back again with watches at some point in the future. For now, enjoy the rest of your Black Friday because we continue 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on Shop LC on television, so please check us out.